See, if you don't take control of your life, life will show you premium shaggy. Like, your life is yours, but if you don't take control of it, this is me 6 years ago, depressed, out of the most terrible relationship of my life, dropped out of school. Like, I've never even said this openly, but I guess it's time to share my testimony. Back home, my dad literally ordered me back home. So I was at home, we're not talking. He had cut me off like 2 years before, like a year before that. So no finances, no nothing. I was back home. I was crying like every day. Until one day I'm just like, you know what? I'm tired of wallowing in self pity. And I think I'm finally ready to take charge of my life. Hi, I'm Ruthie, and welcome to Ruthie's Personal Space. This is a page and a community of people that want to take their lives from good to better. And if you want to join our community, subscribe, and I post videos like this every week. And that was a very pivotal day for me because I picked up books. My dad has a library. I went there, I picked up about three books. One about finances, the other one about mind, power, and I started reading those books. I digested those books until they became my thoughts. They they made my mind so powerful that I believed I could do anything. Now, before that, I was obviously just a girl that was living life carelessly. I knew I had potential, but I wasn't really tapping into my potential. I literally grew up in church, so I knew the word of God. It's not like God was a new thing to me, but because of the people I had surrounded myself with prior to that time, leading up to that situation, my life was just not where I wanted it to be. So I knew I had to do something if anything was going to change. So remember, I remember I'm very broke at this stage in my life. No friends to help me, no nothing. So I read those books and I decided, you know what? I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start a business whether I have the finances or not. I had a phone, obviously, so that was at least I had something. So I decided to pick which business I wanted to start. And I was leveraging on the skills that I had already. And at the time, the only skill I had in this whole world was cooking. I said, okay, I used to go to boys' house, I used to go to my friend's house, and I used to cook for them for free. And I do have some of those contacts. So how about I start cooking for them and then they pay me? And I decided to start a business. Now, I rambled, because that's how my brain works. I think I have ADHD. I think I have ADHD. I'm not diagnosed, but I think I do have it. So I rambled through a few ideas. I started from like wanting to have like a coffee shop, and then me and my brother, we kind of sieved through that information, and then we saw that it wasn't really a realistic business for our area and where we were living. So we decided, I just kept reframing and reframing until I landed on Besso's fast food. And I said, okay, I think this is the business for me. And I started to write a business plan. Now, remember, I still don't have money. I don't have shishi. I don't have nothing. And there was nothing I could do at the time based on finances or anything to kick off the business. So the only thing I could do that did not require money was to write a business plan. I started to write a business plan. I started to scribble it on a notepad. I do have the notepad. I'll probably insert some pictures for you guys to see. My pink notepad has all my dreams, has all my aspirations, has everything. I've had that notepad for about close to a decade now. So it has everything that I've ever thought in it. I scribbled. I wrote a 3 year business plan. And one day my dad came in and we we spoke for the first time. I cried that day because me and my dad, we hadn't spoken for like a year before that. We hadn't seen eye to eye. We're literally just apart from each other. And mind you, me and my dad were so close. We're literally like friends. We're birthday mates. So the break between us really, really broke me, and it was just a terrible time for me. And so on this particular day, my dad came in and he saw my business plan and he's like, you actually are onto something with this plan that you're writing. He gave me a few guidelines and he said I should keep going. In fact, he said I should push the plan to like 5 years or like 10 years. I should see the business into 10 years, which I was not able to do at the time. So I wrote a 5-year business plan and I created a logo. Like, I know how to do these things, this little, I mean, oh, I've always been a creative person. So I looked up how to create logo. I got Canva, I created my own logo, still without money. I created a menu. I did put certain things in place and then I just started posted the logo, posted the menu, and then one day I got an order. And I will never forget, I had 3,000 naira in my hand in my bank that day, and I got the order and I went to the market. I bought chicken. I think it was an order for pasta. I bought chicken, I bought pasta, I bought veggies, I bought everything but takeout. And I packaged it and I sent it out and I got a very good review. And the next day they came back and I posted it and I kept posting. And that was how my first business was made. And I will probably tell this story for the rest of my life because that was the pivotal moment of my life. I literally had to take charge of my life at the time. If not, I honestly don't know where I would be today. Like, I look at my life now and I say that there's nothing that I've done to contribute to where I am today. But honestly, through the grace of God, there's a lot that I've done. I have transformed my mind, I have transformed my circle, I have transformed my body. I also used to be overweight. My first day at the gym, they said I was obese because I weighed 115 kg at 19 or about 20. Yeah, at 20 and 19, let's say. That was a problem for me. I hit the gym. I lost a lot of weight. Now I barely weigh 80 to the glory of God. So I say all this to say that it takes the grace of God for people to become great, and it takes the grace of God for people to change their lives, to move from one level to another. But there's also a lot that you can do to make that happen. You can partner with God, do your part, because faith is not irresponsible. Faith has your part to play, and then it has the part of God to play. So you can't leave everything for God and say that God would change your life or God would save you or whatever. Because even in salvation, you have to believe, accept, and then pronounce. So there's your part and then there's God's part. So your part now in making your life, in turning your life around, is moving from where you are right now, whatever that looks like for you. If it looks like leaving that environment, if it looks like leaving that relationship, if it looks like leaving that friendship, if it looks like picking up that book, if it looks like writing a business plan, if it looks like quitting that bad habit, if it looks like re-enrolling back to school, because I re-enrolled back to school. Like, when I left school, I just thought like that was it. That was it. It's over for me. I'm never going to, because my dad actually didn't go to school, so I was using him as a consolation, saying that, oh, it's fine. My dad is literally the smartest person I know, so I used to say, if he can do it, then I can do it. But one day my dad sat me down and said, listen, but he retired from police as ASP. He said if he had education, he would have gone farther than that. And he wanted better for me, obviously. So I do need education. He knows that I'm smart. He knows that I actually can do a lot with or without education. But he also made it clear to me that with education, I would go even farther than I can now without it. So I re-enrolled in school. One day also, I snapped. So I re-enrolled back in a school that can give me time to go to school and have my business alongside. And there are so many of those kind of schools now. There's online schooling, there's flexible schooling, there's options. Right now in 2025, you don't have an excuse for keeping your life the way it is. So, if you learn anything from me and from my story, is that it is possible. It is not easy. I think that's the thing we always confuse. We confuse the possibility with the ease. It's not going to be easy. It's going to feel painful on some days because you've never done this before, and good things unfortunately require work, but it's doable. If you're willing to put in the work to take your life from where it is now to where you know it can be, I promise you it's going to be so worth it. I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. I always say this, I'm not where I want to be because there's still more, because the path of the just is like a shining light, brighter and brighter, but I'm nowhere close to the Ruth of 2019. The Ruth of 2019 will be gagged seeing me here today, living this life that I have today, the way my mind works, the way my body works, and everything that I've put in place to make my life better. You can do it as well. Just get serious with your life and see what God will do with your life.